Okay, so I'd like to introduce Shiyang Hu. He's a type designer based in Beijing and started his career in typeface design after graduating from MATD program at the University of Reading. And he said that he studied under Jerry Leonidas, former president of ATypI. And his talk is going to be about multi-script typeface design and typography for Chinese minority groups languages in the 1990s. And this is his first time attending ATypI and giving a talk. Please welcome Shiyang Hu.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for his refreshing talks. And well, I see you all quite wake up in this afternoon, so everything will be good. And yeah, so today I'm talking about so we're talking about multi-script typeface design and typography for Chinese minority groups, and also for their languages from the 1990s they present. Oh yes, I think at first I should introduce myself. I'm Shiyang He, and I'm working for OpenType. And now I'm working for the non-CJK group for OpenType. So basically our work is we don't take care of the CJK groups. So only care of the non-CJK groups. So it is natural for us to looking at the minority groups' needs. And first, I'm going to talk about multi-script typeface design and typography for minority scripts. And in the common mind, it's very normal to think that the Chinese type foundry's work is like this, and this, and this, right? But the thing is, this is not the only thing that we have ever done. We have something cool. I mean, not Chinese characters. So you can see this map as a multi-ethnic country with 55 ethnic minorities, only maybe have using lots of languages, and instead of have the maybe 16 million people speaking about maybe 53 distinct languages. And among these ethnic groups, there are 22. They are utilized about 28 different languages spoken by more than 30 million individuals. And they need typeface in their daily communication. However, we lacked some products to support their language, especially in the digital age. So this document was from the 1966, and they are one of the most common minority scripts that are using in China. So from the top, you can see Chinese and Mongolian, Tibetan, and Uyghur and Kazakh. They are Arabic scripts, and Korean and E script and the Zhuang script. Zhuang language. Zhuang is using Latin characters, and the rest they are using some non-CJK except this one, and they are using some like Arabic, Tibetan. And this is the documents that printed in Xinjiang after the found of the People's Republic of China, and you can see they are using the Chinese characters and the Arabic letters together and printed by probably it's lithography. And the image here you have seen is a handwritten forms, and this is kind of like the sketching and the handwritten draft for before we make the fonts. And this was found in Hubei, Danjiangkou. So this is a very famous type foundry in the metal type age. And this is for also, you can see it's quite simplified, quite nostalgic inspired for the form. And here you can see it's quite a little bit NASC, but they are simplified form. And you can see here, this is the film proof for some letters. And here also more film proof. Sorry, this is because they stick on the board, because this is maybe not in a very good right direction, but you can see there are some processing here. And this is the wax paper proofing. So before they really make the real fonts, they will use the wax paper to proof it first. And here, and this one, more proofing. And here is the sketching by ink. So you can see the matrices and you can see punctuations. So this probably will be the last step before they really do the striking. And photocopy, this is in the phototyping, in the phototype age, they do this kind of proof to check the final output of from the films. So they're checking the letter form in this step. And more photocopy. photocopies, and photocopies. Yes. So this is what happened before China is open to the world, and before we introduce ourselves to the world, we still develop this, and from now you still can see the heritage of this kind of design. So you see this is from the Xinjiang's government website. You can see the letter form is quite different from what we used to see in the Arabic world, I have to say. So it's a letter form that very Xinjiang-ish, it's quite Xinjiang flavor. So they used to this kind of style in their maybe printing or writing and sometimes reading things. And yeah, however, in the digital age, especially when the OpenType haven't been introduced to China, so the digital version of the Uyghur, also say Arabic, and the Mongolian or Tibetan scripts is a problem for the technology before we got OpenType features and also the OpenType format. So also for the screen use, we need to redo lots of things. So we redraw the Tibetan letter form. You can see we make lots of matrices to make it have a better rendering on the screen, and also the new encoding system for Tibetan, and also the dot matrix system. And yeah, as we all know, the Arabic and the Mongolian scripts, they are connecting with each other, and they have the positional form for depending on the position. But before the OpenType, we don't have these tags to help us to do that. So in order to do that, we have two methods to help us to make this happen in Founders system. So, sorry, let me check the notes. Yes. So we have two plans at the moment. One is put Arabic letters or Mongolian letters in it and its positional forms in the GBK code position. So for your information, the GBK thing is this one, is this map. This map shows the GBK code, but the GBK code was designed for Chinese characters. This feels like the Unicode, one Chinese character have a Unicode and put it into place. But during that time, we don't have the Unicode of Arabic letters or Mongolian letters, so we decided to remove the Chinese characters letter form from the GBK code position and just put Arabic letters or Mongolian letters inside. So basically like this. So from here, you can see there's an encoding page, and we put Chinese character inside. This is the GBK code, for instance, and then we remove all letter forms. And then we put Arabic letter in the position. And then we have a list to tell people who is who. And then we made an input to make this happen in the software. And we have a engine, typography engine, to make these things happen in the Founder software. And we are using this workflow. Like we have the font with GBK code, and we have a list to tell who is who, and we have Founder's desktop publishing software, and then we can type it. And the other method is we have a kind of like the specific font format called .ps, this font format. And in this format, we create an empty file. They are nothing, just a placeholder with empty, no outlines, no basic curves, just nothing is empty. And then we put letters in the hole, and we will encode that with a customized name. And we don't have the list. We will invent the input to tell people who is who and tell people how to type the letters. So we will make a specific keyboard for this. And we have the engine to process all the information that we have input. And we are using this workflow like PS font, input, and the Founder's desktop publishing software. This is another way. So before the OpenType, we have to develop our own workflow to process everything. So we don't rely on the Adobe, maybe the table, and we don't rely on the OpenType anything. We have to do that by ourselves. But this is a closed circle, so we only do this in Founder's devices, Founder's font, and Founder's software. And another thing is, well, what's these fonts for? I mean, frankly, I have to say, as a commercial company, make the minority group typeface is not a profitable thing. We don't have that much of people, we don't have that much of market, but why we make that? So you can see here, this is a Chinese ID card, and also there's a social security card. And you can see here, there are Chinese characters here, but you can see some minority language here. So this is one of the usage. This is according to the law's requirement. And you can find it on lots of paper, lots of documents like ID card and signage on the street, well, with a weird Chinese translation. And yeah, you can understand, right? And here is also a Uyghur language here, and here are some Chinese translation. This photo was taken in Xinjiang, thanks to my dear friends who sent me this. And from here, you can see this is the screenshot from the desktop publishing software, which is set in Mongolian scripts. It's a little pity that because the things that we developed because of the development process and the minority group is not a well-profit work. Therefore, in the most scenarios, when we're making the scripts for the general and common use, but not for the specific use, for instance, we don't have a lot of products with maybe customized for the children's book. So that's quite pity for us. And now we are thinking maybe we can solve this problem and have some special products for some specific needs, maybe children's book or some other markets. And here, this is another screenshot for the desktop software. And this is for children's book. So you can see it's quite calligraphic. So it's not that comic sense children's book thing. It's quite calligraphic and very serious. And you can see very flowy things. That's it's a very natural handwritten. But it looks like very grown up. And this another, you can see this. It's also a children's book. Yes, this is a newspaper in Tibetan. And you can see here, it's quite calligraphic type things. And here. And they all quite contrast. And this is Typeface in this is a newspaper for Xinjiang. And apart from printing, we still have typeface for website. It's not all from us, but we based on the same model. So this is the People's Daily website. This is I think this is for Uyghur language. And this is Tibetan language. And Mongolian, this vertical UI. And also for the E script, this is a very special, very interesting one. And as a country with a rich calligraphy history, the Mongolian scripts also been influenced. So the most recent Mongolian typefaces are quite flowy, expressive, just like this one, and similar like what I just showed in the children's book. And they are quite influenced by the Chinese hairbrush writing, and it's also the result of our collaboration between the local calligraphers, and they are also very decorative. And apart from the publishing use, we still have the boxbar scripts, and actually they are dead language. Actually, they was widely used in China, but now they are no longer being used. But some people in the history have used that to document something. In order to know their history, we will have lots of scholars who are interested and investigating that. So, well, they need to write some paper to show their idea and to show their research. Then we need the typeface to support their needs. So we make the Paxpa script typeface and old Uyghur script typeface to support the academic use. And what's new? We cannot stop from here. Well, monotype can make new things, founder type can do so. So we also make some new for the Xinjiang region. Because of the limited OpenType, we cannot use the Arabic typeface in Xinjiang. Some code and some language tag, they are not available for the current technology. And so we make another new typeface for Xinjiang. And thanks to my dear friends, he is also a MATD survivor. Ooh. And his name is Kwat Wulan. He's a native Kazakh speaker. And this is his typeface called Nazara. And according to him, this is her mother's name. And he would like to make this typeface customized for the Uyghur, Kazakh, and Kyrgyz language. And he added some very just like this kind of dhamma is quite special for Xinjiang region. And you can see the typeface here. Yes, and the tooth for the NASC is quite slanted, but for Xinjiang, they got used to the vertical one. And also, they got some specific features like the high hamza is quite important for Kazakh scripts, and also this thing and that wow. And also, a very important thing is they have this contextual alternate features to make the texture smooth and beautiful. And this is the overall setting. Some of them are text in the Arabic because this typeface can be works in the Arabic, Persian, and also Kazakh, Urdu, and Kazakh, Uyghur, and Kyrgyz. And special thanks to Zhang Jianguo, Yang Leiming, Luan Ying, Wang Yuxin, Zhou Xun, Liu Jinghua, Li Qian, Hu Xiaodan, and all my colleagues in Beijing Founder Electronics. Thank you.
We do have time for questions. So, okay, that was a mistake. Are there any questions? I'm sure there are questions. You did a great job. Oh.
It's not so much a question as an acknowledgement of what you're doing. Because when I was on the fonts team at Microsoft, I remember we spent a lot of, well, I was not involved in this aspect, but the team spent a lot of time doing Chinese minority scripts because it was required, absolutely a government requirement. So I know how much effort went into that.
Thank you so much. Actually, we done lots of jobs that I actually quite new for founders. For founder type, and when I come to the place, I'm quite surprised. I mean, some of them, they are not developed by designers, they are developed by some developers, engineers, and they have lots of collaboration for some local scientists and the calligraphers and the linguistics to make these things happen, and they are set correctly. So, amazing works, I have to say.
Thank you for a really eye-opening presentation and everything that's happening in China and what you're working on. I'm wondering, perhaps maybe since we have a little bit of time, tell us where does founder type reside in the kind of framework of larger kind of type-based design space for China, whether it's kind of government supported, research supported, independent supported, or like monotype supported, or like how do you get your work done? How much research goes into that? That kind of comes from maybe kind of China itself, or are they supporting that kind of for minority scripts or not? Just kind of curious how all that comes together to founders type.
Yes. So, as far as I know, that we have lots of collaborations with universities. So, a case I know is a newspaper publisher in part of China. They sent inquire to us and ask, could you design some typeface for support the minority script in Yunnan? And they have very vast character set. So, and there's one case. So some institutions or press send an inquiry to us to let us research on that and then make products for them. And the other thing is the law requirement, because founder was part of the Peking University, and the university need to have some products to support their publishing in that region, and also some newspapers, because we are quite close to the Chinese publishing industry. That's why we need that, and also some newspapers have to publish their things in some minority regions. That's why we do that. So at the first stage, when we develop the minority group language, it's not that commercial first. The priority is not the commercial, it's priority is about the services. We have to serve those people because they are part of the nation. And from this idea, we actually, as the biggest company in China, we have to serve those people, provide a very good service to those minority peoples. We cannot let them behind.
So you didn't mention anything about China as a government supporting you. Are you? Because I mean,
yes,
that is, so there's a significant portion of kind of Chinese government supporting.
Yes, this is part of this money is from the Chinese government, and also from some state-controlled institutions and companies, and also from founder itself.
And then for specifically your kind of Arabic kind of explorations, how much collaborations you have with kind of countries that, you know, like Arabic is their primary language, and they're working on kind of complications and kind of advanced explorations in that space? How much collaborations you have with them to kind of, you know, so you won't have to kind of remake the wheel, like, you know, if they're already exploring kind of specific forms and codings and legibilities, are you taking advantage of that too, or you kind of isolated on your own because of being in China and all that?
Yeah, thank you. So we don't have a very good collaborations with Arabic-speaking countries because the aesthetics is quite different. I mean, even in the Arabic script-using world, the aesthetics and the design decisions, they are quite different. I mean, the Egypt designers, and because I know that because I'm designing Arabic in font as well, so I know that the Egypts and the Saudi Arabian and even Iranians, the idea they're different. So what we do is we need to, based on the Xinjiang people's idea about their mind, to know what they think, what kind of letter form is correct. And then we design based on their idea. And also the new typeface I just shown is a new case. Like he actually, because that typeface was very old and we want to update that. And also the Xinjiang government sent us inquiry to say if you can make some updates to make it feel more beautiful. And then at that time, we will look at some case happen in Arabic speaking or Arabic writing countries and make it just make it kind of like the hybrid between the Arabic choice and also the Xinjiang's choice, and then we make some new things. Currently we don't have some connection with the type foundries in Arabic world. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions? At this time, I'd like to thank you.